Hi everyone. Is the audio, video, volume, everything is clear? Please tell me. Let's start this session now. Is the audio, video, volume, echo, everything is fine? So, we were discussing in the previous lecture, in the part 1, or I can say in the previous part, we were discussing set 2 of just give me a second. Okay. So, in the previous part, we were discussing GATEcs 2026 set 2, and we have already discussed around 59 questions we have discussed. Okay. So, you can see, you can find the part 1 on the goclasses YouTube channel. On YouTube, you can search GATEcs 2026 set 2 goclasses. Okay. You can search this on the YouTube, and you can see this is a 4-hour, almost 5-hour session. You can check it, almost 5-hour discussion we have done. Almost 5-hour discussion we have done for set 2. Okay, for GATEcs 2026 set 2. And in this part 1, basically, in this discussion, basically, we have solved almost 59 questions. Okay. So you can see the remaining questions I am going to discuss now. Also, let me tell you, there is a playlist on the YouTube. You can search GATEcs 2026 paper go classes. Okay. This playlist you can find this GATEcs 2026 exam complete analysis. This playlist you can find, okay, on the YouTube. You can see here the set 1 complete analysis. You can find this is around almost 7-hour session, almost 7-hour discussion of all 65 questions. Okay, set 1, all 65 questions. Okay, next you can see this is the set 2, and this is the set 2 part 2. So now this current lecture, basically this is set 2 part 2. Okay, so let's discuss the remaining questions now. Some students are discussing about cheating in the GATE exam. So I have seen many posts on the social media, on the LinkedIn, on the Telegram, on the WhatsApp. Some Go classes students also told me on the Reddit also this discussion is going on that in some GATE exam centers, some students were cheating with chat GPT, and the invigilator, they were not focusing. The invigilator was sleeping in some center. It was, some student told me that in a center invigilator was sleeping, and some students they did cheating using chat GPT. So this is really very disappointing thing, and when I heard about it, I was, it made me angry. Of course it made you angry also, because all the students who have done a lot of preparation for 1 year, they have dedicated their life for GATE preparation, and suddenly, some students they can cheat with help of chat GPT, with help of mobile, some way they can cheat. Then that is, I can say, that is the worst thing that can happen. And I think in the history of the GATE exam, it has never happened. For the first time this year, GATE 2026, for the first time, this type of news we are listening from the students all over the social media. This discussion is going on, and I hope that IIT Guwahati authorities committee, they will take some action. We will also raise our voice because this discussion is already going on. We will invite students who have experienced. We will invite those students in their center cheating was going on. Those students we will invite. Please put a comment under this video after this session is over. Please put a comment if in your center, if you experienced that some student was cheating, some cheating was going on in your gate center. If this happened with you, then please put a comment. We will invite you to a live session tomorrow and we will discuss it. We will raise our voice. Maybe we can make sure that IIT Guwahati authorities also listen to us. And the best way, that is social media pressure, or I can say the hashtags. We can we can make sure that they get to know about the cheating that happened in gate 2026 some exam centers. I'm not saying that in all the gate exam centers it happened. Honestly speaking, in my exam center it did not happen. Okay, in Jaipur, the exam center that I had, it did not happen. But it does not mean that it did not happen in all the exam centers. Okay, so we will discuss about it. Many students are saying there was no checking from the guard, from the security guard, or from the invigilator. There was no checking, and I agree to that. In my exam center also there was no checking. Okay, so in my exam center, I myself, I was walking, I just showed my Aadhaar card and scorecard, and they allowed me. Now I was also thinking, if by any chance if I had mobile, then they did not even check. Okay, and this is the AI, I can say. This time that is going on, this is the AI time, I can say. Maybe 2 3 years back, this chat GPT and all these things were not there, maybe. Okay, so but now you can see, if you have mobile in the exam, then you can easily solve using chat GPT around 55 60 questions you can solve. Correct? Do you agree with me? All these 65 questions of set 2 or all the 65 questions of set 1 of gate CS 2026, if you provide these 65 means these 130 questions, if you provide to chat GPT or to Gemini or to any AI, then I'm very sure that 90% questions they can give you correct answer. For 90% question, maybe more than that. So this was really a bad thing that happened. And when I heard about it, I felt very disappointed, very angry. You might be feeling the same thing. Okay, so let's make sure that IIT Guwahati authorities, they get to know about it. Okay, so we will discuss in a separate video tomorrow. A dedicated video we will make only to discuss, only to raise our voice against this cheating that happened. Okay, so this type of video we will make tomorrow. We will go live. Okay, and let's discuss about this cheating that happened. Okay, but let's discuss now this particular set 2 remaining questions. So this question was there in the set 2. This question was there. What do you think, what was the answer? This seems like a very good question, but actually this was very easy question, to be honest. The question was saying that this Kn is a complete graph on n vertices. Means complete graph means every pair of vertices, they are adjacent to each other. Next, you can see, since Kn is a complete graph, there exist multiple spanning tree. S1 S2 are the set of edges corresponding to two spanning trees, two possibly distinct spanning trees. Jaccard ratio, this word was given, this terminology was given. The Jaccard ratio of two set S1 S2 is defined like this. Okay, the question was saying that this Jaccard ratio, this was defined for two set S1 S2 like this, that size of intersection divided by size of union. And the question was asking the minimum possible value of the Jaccard ratio. And you can see what is S1 here, what is S2 here. These are the set of edges corresponding to two spanning tree of Kn, and we need to find the minimum possible value of Jaccard ratio. This was a very simple question. Let me tell you, the answer will be 0. What answer did you do? Let me know in the chat. What was your answer? See, very simple question actually. Let's assume that we have A, B, C, D, K4. Let's take K4. Okay, A, B, C, D. This is the K4 I have taken. Correct? Okay. Now in this K4, you can see some spanning trees I can make. Okay, consider this spanning tree S1. This spanning tree I can make A, B, C, D. This spanning tree we can make. Correct? Okay, this is a spanning tree. Spanning tree of K4. Remember, spanning, this word, what it means? This word means that vertex should not be deleted. Okay, spanning, this word simply means that vertex must not be deleted. Okay, means all vertices must be there. All vertices must be there. All vertices must be there. And tree means there should be no cycle. Tree means connected acyclic. Okay, tree means connected acyclic. Connected acyclic. So overall, you can see that this is a spanning tree. This is connected acyclic, and you can see all the vertices we have. Another S2 I can make. For example, I can make like this AB. Notice I can make like this AB. Like this I can make. Do you agree? But another S3 I can make. S3 I can make like this. That, notice what I will do. I will do this BD, then like this. Okay. I hope you are getting the point. Now you notice, if you take S1, S2, then tell me what will be the Jaccard ratio. If I take the Jaccard ratio S1, S2, then what that will be? You can see that this age and this age, they are common. Correct? Okay, you can see this age, they are common. Also, you can see this age. Notice this age, they are common. Okay, so you can see the Jaccard ratio of these two spanning tree S1, S2, what that will be? What will be the intersection size? Intersection size will be 2. Correct? Okay, because everything is given in this question that Kn is the complete graph and S1, S2 are two spanning trees. Okay, and you can see that the set of edges, remember S1, S2 are the set of edges. S1 is set of edges. S1 is set of edges. S2 is also set of edges of spanning tree. Okay, so you can see the Jaccard ratio, that is size of intersection divided by size of union. So you can see size of intersection, that will be 2. Okay, because two edges are common. You can see this edge, these edges are common. So size of intersection 2 divided by size of union. Size of union will be, you can see 3 and 4. Okay, so you can see that will be 0.5. But the question is asking minimum possible value of Jaccard ratio. We need to find the minimum possible value of Jaccard ratio. So now you consider for a moment, you consider S1, S3. Then what will happen? What about S1, S3? Okay, consider this S1 and consider this S3. You can see there is no edge common. Okay, so the intersection size will be 0 and the union size, that will be 6. Ultimately, it is 0. So the minimum value that you can get, of course, that will be 0. So for this question, the answer will be option B. Okay. Did you understand this? I hope you loved this explanation and I hope you loved this question also. The question was easy, but some new term has been defined. I hope you understood. See, very simple. This K4 you can take nothing else. A, B, C, D, this complete graph on 4 vertices you can take. And now what you can do? The Jaccard ratio of S1, S2, that is defined as S1 intersection S2 size divided by S1 union S2 size. Okay, this we want to minimize. Tell me, if I want to minimize this, then what I need to do? Then I need to minimize this and I need to maximize this. Do you agree with me? Very simple point I am saying. If you want to minimize the Jaccard ratio, this is my purpose. I want to minimize the Jaccard ratio. So you can see that S1 intersection S2 size, this I can minimize, and S1 union S2, this size I can maximize. Okay. So to minimize S1 intersection S2 size, what I can do? I can take, I can make sure that no edge is common. I can take disjoint spanning tree. Some students are saying n greater than 4 was given. Let me tell you, in set 1 also there was a question in which n greater than 100 was given. But you can solve that question by taking n equal to 5, n equal to 6. In set 1, this type of question was given that n is greater than 100. They give you this type of thing so that you don't take small values. If they don't give you n greater than 100, then you can take small value and you can solve the question. The question maker's creative idea, or I can say the question maker's creative question will be very easily solved if you take n equal to 4, n equal to 3, n equal to 2. So the question maker will be, very frustrated that I made such a beautiful question. I defined everything. Okay, a creative question I made, but now this student is taking n equal to 4, n equal to 5, and this student is solving the question. So let's give n greater than 100. In set 1, there was a question. There was a tree question in which n greater than 100 was given. But you can solve this question using n equal to 5, n equal to 6, n greater than 100. This was just to confuse, nothing else. That question has nothing to do with n greater than 100. That was a min heap question based on min heap. In algorithm data structure, we study min heap. That question was based on min heap, and that question has nothing to do with n greater than 100. Let me tell you, that is just given to confuse you. Similarly, here also, they have just given n greater than 4 just to confuse you so that you don't take n equal to 4. They don't want you to take n equal to 4. But you can take n equal to 5, n equal to 6, n equal to 7. I will give you example. I will give you counter example for n equal to 5 also. If you want, I will give you. Don't worry. But I am just saying that for n equal to 4 also you can check. Okay. I hope you are getting my point. In the question, n greater than 4 was given, but it will work for n greater than equal to 4. Okay. So sometimes these things are done just so that you don't take simple example. Okay. But anyway, I hope you understood the point that to minimize the intersection, what I will do, I will try to make sure that there is no common edge in the spanning trees. Correct? Agree with me? I will try to make sure that there is no common edge in the spanning trees. Now you can see there is no common edge. Okay, if there is no common edge in these two spanning trees, then you can see that the size of intersection will become 0 and this Jaccard ratio will become 0. Okay, let me take one more example. Let me take n equal to 5. Let me take k5. So take k5 also, because some students, they may have taken k equal to 5, n equal to 5, right? K5 you must have taken. Do you agree? Okay, so no problem. Let's take k5. Let's take k5. So this is the k5. Now for this k5, what I can do? Can I make two disjoint spanning trees? Is it possible that I can make two disjoint spanning trees? I can do this B, A, C, D, E. This spanning tree I can make. So you can see this is the spanning tree. Can I make another spanning tree with disjoint edges? Can I make another spanning tree with disjoint edges? Let's see. Okay, what I will do, notice, I already have A, B, C, D, E. These things I already have. Let me connect D with E. Okay, let me connect C with E. Let me connect E with A. Let me connect. Okay, so you can see I am connecting CE. Then AE AC I cannot take. Okay, so what I can do, okay, let me do like this. Next, let me do like this. Okay, and let me do like this. Okay, that's it. So you can see, let me do like this. It will be, it will be like this. Okay, so did you notice this is also a spanning tree? This is connected clearly. Clearly, this is connected and this is a connected acyclic. All the vertices are there. So you can see again, there is no common edge. There is no common edge because there is no common edge. So the edges intersection will be empty. Okay, so here also the Jaccard ratio that will be 0. Okay, correct. So the answer will be 0. I hope you understood this. So for this question, the answer will be option B. Okay, very good. Now let's move on. What do you think? This question was easy, hard, moderate. What do you think? How many of you did this question correctly? This was a beautiful question. Something new has been defined. The question is easy, to be honest, because you can take K5, you can solve it. You can take K4, you can solve it. Let's assume in the exam it was given that n is greater than 4. So no problem, take K5 and then you make two spanning trees such that the size of intersection is minimum and the size of union is maximum. The intersection size minimum can be 0. So you can take two edge disjoint spanning tree. You can easily make from the complete graph on 5 vertices from K5, you can make two edge disjoint spanning trees you can make. Agree? Very simple. So this question, how many of you did it? To be honest, this question is easy. Everything is given in this question. Okay, but maybe I can call it easy but new and new. Okay. So everything is given in this question. The question itself, basically what you need to do, just take K5. Just take K5 and solve it. K5 and solve. Okay, try to minimize Jaccard ratio. Okay, very simple. So let's move on now. Let's see this question from theory of computation. Which of the following option is exact equivalent to? Which of the following is exact equivalent to the statement Turing machine decides the language? See, Turing machine decides the language. This is a simple question based on the definition of decider. Turing machine decides the language means Turing machine is a decider for that language. When can I say Turing machine is decider for a language? Decider means halting Turing machine, or I can say total Turing machine. And total Turing machine, or I can say decider, will always halt for members as well as for non-members. If the string belongs to L, then also the Turing machine should halt, the decider should halt. And if the string does not belong to the language, then also the decider should halt. Okay, this is the difference between decider and recognizer. Decider means it will always halt, and recognizer Turing machine, that will always halt for members, may or may not halt for non-members. Okay, so this is very simple question, straightforward question based on the definition of halting Turing machine. Okay, so for this question the answer will be that Turing machine accepts all strings that belong to L and it rejects all strings that do not belong to L. Yes, so option A, that is correct option. Okay, you can see option B, Turing machine accepts all string that does not belong to L. No, Turing machine rejects all string that does not belong to L. This is not the definition of decider. Turing machine accept all string that belong to L. This is the definition of what? This is the definition of recognizer. Okay, this is the definition of recognizer. Option D is the definition of Turing machine is recognizer. Okay. If you have watched goclasses Decidability Marathon on YouTube, it's quite famous. Almost everyone will recommend you to watch goclasses Decidability lectures on the YouTube. These are available. Marathons, Decidability Marathon. If you watch the first half an hour of that marathon, you can solve this question. Do you agree with me? There are many students I have seen. They tell me that, sir, I want to skip decidability. So what should I do? What minimum can I do? I tell them that watch the go classes decidability marathon. Just 2 3 lectures are there, you watch them. You will be able to solve 99% question, maybe more than 90% question, or maybe 95% question easily. From just 2 3 lectures you will be able to solve. And this particular question you can easily solve if you have watched even first 15 minutes or half an hour of that lecture. Okay. So there is one last try in the chat also. One last try. How did it go? Your paper. Were you in set 2 or set 1? Let me know. So in the Go classes All India mock test, in our AIMTs, in our mock test, you may have seen one last try. You may have seen. So Shahzad, okay, can I tell them your name? I hope you top the gate exam because you have done good preparation. Many students have done good preparation. I have seen. Okay, many students, they have dedicated, or I can say they have done dedicated preparation. So I want to, first of all, I want you to be proud of your preparation. In the last 1 year, you have done excellent preparation. To all the students, I am saying that you have done excellent preparation in last 1 year, 2 year, in last many months. Okay, whatever, however this exam went, good, bad, anything, you should be proud of the hard work that you have done, because not everyone has done the hard work. Many people, they waste their time. Okay, you can see more than 90% gate aspirants out of 2 lakhs, more than 90% they waste their time. But you are among those 10% who have dedicated, who have done good preparation, who have done some hard work. So you should be proud of yourself. Now let's move on to the next question. Let's see this question. This was very excellent question from DBMS. In the question, the definition of the three Armstrong rules is given. In the question, the Armstrong axioms, the definitions were given: reflexivity, augmentation, transitivity. So these are the three rules of Armstrong for functional dependencies. And we want to prove this union rule, that if X determines y, X determines Z, then X determines YZ. Okay, what this is called? This is called union rule, right? This is called union rule, or I can say this is the, like, we can join on RHS. Okay, you can merge on RHS. We can merge on RHS. Okay, so you can see the question is asking that using only the above three Armstrong axioms, reflexivity, augmentation, transitivity, only using them, use minimum number of axioms. We need to use minimum number of axioms. Okay, this is interesting point. We need to use minimum number of axioms to prove this result. So which of the followings can prove the result? Which of the following can prove this result? This is quite easy actually. You don't need reflexivity to prove this. The answer will be option C. Okay, let's see. Because this is given: X determines Y, X determines Z. This is already given. Now what you can do, remember what we need to prove. We need to prove that X determines YZ. Okay, notice one thing. You notice, if you see the reflexivity, rule, what it says, reflexivity rule says that if X is a superset of Y, if X is superset of Y, then X determines Y. So this is the reflexivity rule. What is the augmentation rule? What is the augmentation rule? Augmentation rule says that if X determines Y, then XZ determines YZ. Okay, XZ determines YZ. This is the augmentation rule. And what is the transitive rule? What is the transitive rule? Transitive rule says that if x determines y, y determines z, then x determines z. A very simple question I want to ask you. You tell me this is given, x determines y, x determines z, this is given, and we need to prove that x determines y, z. One thing I can guarantee that I need augmentation. Notice. The reflexivity rule does not give you yz on the RHS. The transitivity rule does not give you yz on the RHS. Who gives you yz on the RHS? Augmentation rule can give you yz on the RHS. We want yz on the RHS. In the given FDs, we don't have yz on the RHS. If I want yz on the RHS, one thing is definitely sure that augmentation must be applied. So option is definitely wrong. Do you agree with me that option A is definitely wrong? Because without augmentation, we cannot have yz on the RHS. Very simple point I want to tell. I hope you understood. Because remember, the transitivity rule does not give you yz on the RHS. Reflexivity rule does not give you yz on the RHS. From these two FD, if I want yz on the RHS, then definitely augmentation rule definitely I have to apply. Okay, next you can see what I can do. So let's apply the augmentation rule. Augmentation rule, if I apply, then you can see x determines. Okay, from here I can say xz determines yz. I am applying the augmentation rule. And from here I can say that xy determines yz. This is also augmentation rule. Okay, yes or no? This is also augmentation rule. This is also augmentation rule. Both are augmentation rules. Next, what you can do? Next, you notice one thing, that I can apply another augmentation rule. Ultimately, I want x determines yz. This is ultimately I want. So if I can have something like, remember already you can see that xy determines yz. See. Now we have xy determines yz, we already have. If I can get x determining xy, then using transitivity, I can get x determining yz. Okay, do you agree with me? See, this we have. This we have. Can I get this? Okay, can I get this? So that using transitivity, I can get x determining yz. Okay, agree with me? So now what I can do, remember, I can apply another augmentation rule. Okay, I can apply another augmentation rule. I can put x on both the sides. Please understand, in the augmentation rule we have x determining y. So on both the sides we can put z. Means on both the sides we are doing union with z. Please understand. Both sides union with z. Both sides union with z. This is the augmentation rule. Both sides I can union with z. This is the augmentation rule. Okay. So what I can do? I can do both sides union with x. Do you agree with me? Both sides union with x. So what I will get? I will get x determining xy. Okay. Because here what I'm doing, both sides union with x. Both sides union with x. Can I do this? Yes, of course. I can do both sides union with x. Remember, x union x, that is equal to x. Okay. It simply means that x, that is simply x. Okay. So remember, I am doing both sides union with x. I am doing. Now what I got? I got x determining xy and xy determining yz. Okay. Now I can apply the transitivity. The transitivity rule I can apply. And I can get x determining yz. Okay. I hope you understood. Actually, here, even I don't need this augmentation. Okay. This is not required. This is the minimum thing I can do. Okay. Minimum procedure. Minimum things to do. What are the minimum things to do? You can see these are the minimum things to do. You apply this augmentation. This is minimum thing to do. Or I can say this is one thing to do. This is the second thing to do. And then transitivity is the third thing to do. Okay, I hope you understood. Remember, this is what we want to prove. Let me just quickly write it that this is what we want to prove, that if x determines y determines z, then x determines yz. This is what we want to prove. So let me tell you what are the minimum Armstrong rules I am going to use. Okay, minimum things to do to prove. What are the minimum things to do to prove? Very simple. The first thing is augmentation. The first thing is augmentation. X, Z determining. Okay, sorry, here it is X determining Z. So you can see what is the minimum thing to do. You can see X, Y, Y, Z. Okay, so what you can do here, I can apply the augmentation X, Y, Y, Z. This is the augmentation 1. Let's call it augmentation 1. Then another augmentation. Augmentation 2, that will be X determining X, Y. This is another augmentation. And finally, transitivity. Okay. So from here, the transitivity you can apply. X determines XY, XY determines YZ. So X determines YZ. That's it. So 3 things you have to do. 2 times augmentation, 1 time transitivity. Finally, the answer will be transitivity, augmentation. You don't need reflexivity. Okay. So for this question, the answer will be option C. Option D will not be the answer. I hope you understood the explanation. Basically, to prove this rule, this union rule, if you want to prove only using the Armstrong rule, and you want to use minimum number of Armstrong rule, then 2 time augmentation, 1 time transitivity you do, and you can prove it. Okay. I hope you understood this explanation. How many of you did it correctly? Let me know. How many of you did it correctly? One student is saying that in the question, they were asking necessary and sufficient Armstrong rules. So, see, minimum number of rules, if you want to use, then you don't need to use reflexivity. Using transitivity and using augmentation and transitivity, you can do it. Okay. I hope you understood this. Using only transitivity, you cannot prove, Tushar. You need augmentation definitely. I told you, because using transitivity, you cannot get YZ on the RHS. Yes or no? The given FD is X deriving Y, X determining Z. If you want YZ on the RHS, then you need augmentation. Only transitivity cannot prove it. So some students are saying that there was only transitivity in one of the option. That is fine. But that will not be the answer. Is this clear? For this particular question, the answer will be augmentation and transitivity. Okay. For this question, the answer will be augmentation and transitivity. If you have an option which is saying only transitivity, that is wrong. If you have an option which is saying only augmentation, that is wrong. We don't need reflexivity, but we definitely need transitivity and augmentation. Okay. So how many of you did it correct? This particular question, this was a really good question. I can say this was moderate to hard. This was moderate to hard. This was moderate to hard. Of course, you have to think about it. Okay. Do you remember one question I have given in one of the Go classes mock test from linear algebra? Do you remember? In the linear algebra, we have 3 basic rules. Do you remember? 3 fundamental rules we have. Like for the matrices, we have 3 fundamental rules. We say that these are the 3 fundamental rules that we can swap the two rows. Okay, we can multiply with non-zero scalar, and I think this type of, we can add two rows. Okay, so something like that. And do you remember, I provided you solution that if you want to swap, then that is not a fundamental rule. Do you remember? Elementary operations in matrices, for matrices in the linear algebra, normally what we study that there are three elementary operations. Many students, they will study that there are three elementary operations. Then what we will think? We will think that these are the axioms. These are the three elementary operations, means two of them cannot derive the third one. This is what we think naturally, yes or no? That there are three elementary operations for matrices. So naturally we will think that two of them cannot do the work of third one. But actually it is not true. Let me tell you, only two of them are elementary. The row swap. Okay, if you want to swap two rows, then that is not an elementary operation, to be honest. Okay, we study this as an elementary operation, but you can carry it out. This row swap you can do using the other two elementary operations. Okay, this type of question I provided you in mock test, if you remember. And this question is also very similar to that. This question, this particular question, this Armstrong, this functional dependency question, this is very similar to that question, if you remember. Anyone remembers that question? ISC professor question, yes. Anyone remembers from the mock test? That is another very beautiful question. In that question, I was asking that which two elementary operation can derive the third one. Okay, so that type of question is there in the Go classes mock test. You may have seen that. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to the next question. This is the next question. Tell me what is the answer for this one. This is the operating system question from Sachin sir subject. So I did not solve it. Please tell me what will be the answer for this question. I think this was a easy question. Best fit algo, best fit, worst fit. These things you study, right? In the operating system. I think the answer is 3. Do you agree with me? I think the answer will be 3. And what do you think? This is easy, moderate, or hard? What do you think? I think this was easy question, right? Because best fit, worst fit, these things we study, right? In the operating system, these are considered to be easy topics. Okay, so answer will be 3. That's it. Did I miss any question? In the previous part 1 of set 2 discussion, we have done the discussion of around 59 questions. In this part 2, we have done the discussion of 4 questions. So total 63. Now 2 questions are remaining. Can anyone tell me which 2 questions are remaining? You just let me know. I will write the answer on the screen. Anyone can tell me? Anyone want to tell me? 2 questions did we leave? Set 2 discussion part 1. We have already discussed 59 questions, and now I have discussed 4 questions. Bit vector. Pipeline speedup question we have discussed. Pipeline speedup question we have already discussed. Okay. I think 2 more questions are remaining. Some questions in the previous part, some questions Sachin sir has discussed. The synchronization question we have discussed included in the part 1. Okay. We have already done the discussion of synchronization question in the part 1. Wrap around time, I think that question seems to be missing. So basically 2 questions are missing. I think one question is compute network question is missing. Okay. So let me write it here. I think 2 questions are missing. So let's discuss these 2 questions in the comments. Okay. So let me tell you, in set 2, we have done the discussion of 59 plus 4 equal to 63 questions we have discussed. 63 questions we have discussed. Okay. Rest 2 questions, let's discuss in comments. Okay. We will pin the comment also. So let's discuss in comments. Okay. One question that we missed, that is from computer network. The rest two questions, okay, one is from computer network, one is from computer network, and one is from function wala limit wala question. Okay. Vectored interrupt question we have discussed already in the previous part. Satya is Satyavan Singh, he is saying vector interrupt daisy chain, that वो हमने पार्ट वन में डिस्कस कर लिया. हैश स्टार स्टार इस तरह का कोई क्वेश्चन, सिंक्रोनाइजेशन का क्वेश्चन भी हमने पार्ट वन में डिस्कस कर लिया. ओके देखो, in the part 1 some questions Sachin sir has discussed, in the part 1 some questions I have discussed. Now I think from my area all the questions we have discussed, and two questions are remaining, but those two questions we could not get. Basically we got only 63 questions from the students, and two questions are yet to be solved, yet to be discussed. So these two questions, the remaining two questions, one of them is from computer network, I am sure, and one more question we have missed. Okay, so please discuss in the comments. Okay, and tomorrow we can provide you the PDF. The remaining two questions please discuss in the comments, so that we can provide you a PDF of all the 65 questions tomorrow. Set 1 PDF, set 2 PDF, 65 questions of set 1, 65 questions of set 2. The two PDF we will provide you with question and answer. Okay, so we need two questions of set 2. Please watch the set 1. Sorry, we need two questions of set 2. For set 2, the part 1, part 2, please watch and just let me know in the comments which questions we have missed. Okay, so I think that's enough for this session. Some students are asking that 60 marks, what is the expected rank? See, gate overflow rank predictor will start once the response sheet will be out. The day response sheet will be out, on the same day gate overflow rank predictor will be running, and I can tell you that on that same day you will get to know your rank. Gate overflow rank predictor has been the most accurate rank predictor for the last 10-12 years. Gate overflow rank predictor was the first rank predictor in the gate field, in the gate industry, in the history of gate exam. The gate overflow rank predictor was the first rank predictor. It started in 2015, 2016. And then for the first 2-3 years there was no other coaching institute with rank predictor. Then in 2019, in 2020, other institutes also started rank predictor, but gate overflow rank predictor has been there for last 10 years, and it was the oldest. I can say it was at a time for 2-3 years gate overflow rank predictor was the only rank predictor available in the market, and it is the most accurate rank predictor. So the day response sheet will be out, on the same day you will get to know your rank. You don't have to wait for the gate result that will be available on in March, 19th March, I think 18th or 19th March. So you don't have to wait for that. Just use the gate overflow rank predictor and you can find your rank. And remember, in the gate overflow rank predictor we don't ask for your mobile number, we don't ask for your email ID. This is very important. You can use gate overflow rank predictor without any hesitation, because we do not ask your phone number, we do not ask your email, we do not ask anything. Other institutes, they will ask you phone number, they will ask you email ID, you already know why. Okay, you know, एक मीम है ना कि फोन नंबर और ईमेल आईडी क्यों मांग रहे हैं, हाँ, प्रूव नहीं कर सकते, वही बात. सो वही बात है. बट इन द गेट ऑफ रैंक प्रेडिक्टर वी डू नॉट आस्क phone number or email id. You can use it, okay, and you can get to know your rank on the same day when response sheet will be available. Now let me discuss set 1 versus set 2. My opinion, in my opinion, set 2 aptitude was easier than set 1 aptitude. This is about aptitude. Set 2 aptitude was very easy, to be honest. Comparing to set 1 aptitude, it was easier. And if I discuss the technical part, then to be honest there were some very good questions in the set 2, and in set 1 there were MSQ questions. If you individually see the question, if you don't see the 65 question, if you take individual question from set 1, then that is doable. But because it is MSQ question, almost 35 MSQ question in set 1, too many MSQ question in set 1. So automatically it becomes a little bit harder, because if you already know 2 3 option but you don't know one option, then you will lose marks. So that's why I'm saying that if you individually, if you solve the question, if I give you all the 65 questions of set 1, all the 65 questions of set 2 as a practice, then you will see that set 1 questions are doable, almost all the questions are doable. But because almost all the questions are MSQ, it will become hard. So the marks of the toppers, or I can say the marks of the students, they will decrease basically. And in set 2, I have seen there are some really good question in which can be put in the hard category. And in it is very hard to tell which set is harder. Okay, last year I was one of them who told that set 2 is much harder than set 1. Last year in 2025, you can find my video on the YouTube. Okay, I I came out of the exam center. I was in my car and I made a video. That video I uploaded last year. You can check it. In that video, I told that set 2 was very hard last year. So you can see last year it was very clear that set 1 is very easy and set 2 is very hard. The difference in the difficulty level of set 1, set 2, that is huge. Last year, after normalization, some students of set 2 got marks increased by plus 50, plus 15. Okay, some students, their marks increased by 14, 15, 16. And in set 1, some students, their marks decreased by 6, 7, 10. So I hope you understood that last year, set 1, set 2 difficulty level was, I can say, it had huge difference. But this year, set 1, set 2, they have similar difficulty level. This is my opinion. I have gone through all the 65 questions of set 1, all the 65 questions of set 2. And based on my personal opinion, I can say that both have very similar difficulty level. You don't have to fight that which is harder, which is easier. You don't have to fight, because these are very close. I am very sure that after normalization, it will not happen that for any set the marks will increase by plus 10, plus 15 like last year. It will not happen. Maybe for one of the set, maybe marks can increase by 2 3, maybe 3 4 maximum. Okay, and for the another set, maybe marks can decrease by maybe 2 3, maximum 3 4. I don't think the difference will be too much after normalization. This is my opinion after going through the 65 questions of set 1, set 2. Okay, you can check it yourself. To be honest, we have already provided 65 questions of set 1, and set 2 also 65 questions we have provided. What you do, you solve them as a practice set, and you see if you have set 1, you solve the questions of set 2 and you check which set is harder. Similarly, if you gave set 2, if you attempted set 2, then you solve the 65 questions of set 1 and you check yourself which set was harder. Okay, I am very sure that you will not find too much difference in the difficulty level. This is my opinion. You can share your opinion. I am happy to read, and I'm very happy to be wrong about it. If you are thinking that, if you don't agree with my analysis, then honestly speaking, I respect your opinion, because see, these things are very very hard to predict. Okay, think about it, because it will depend on which students attempted set 1, which students attempted set 2. Okay, did they do very good preparation? Okay, so these things will depend on many factors. I hope you are getting the point. So it's not very easy to predict, but last year it was very clear that set 2 was much harder than set 1. But this year it is very hard to say which set is harder. Other coaching institutes might be telling you that set 1 was harder than set 2, but I cannot tell you that in a very crystal clear way. Okay, I am confused. I am thinking that both have similar difficulty level, except aptitude. Aptitude of set 2, in my opinion, was easier. So let me know if you agree with my analysis, or if you don't agree with my analysis. Let's discuss, no problem. Okay, if my analysis is wrong about the difficulty level of set 1, set 2, I'm happy to be wrong, no problem. But this is what I think. I have written gate exam many times for the last 7 8 years, and Few times I've got, good rank also, 53, 67, 107, 206, 256. So I think that I have good experience of gate exam. I have good experience of judging the difficulty level of gate exam. This is my opinion, but let's see. Okay. Okay. So thank you everyone. Please share your opinion in the comments. Do you think after going through 65 questions of both the set, remember, if some student will come to me and say that, sir, my set was hard, I did not see the questions of other set, but my set was hard, then that is not a good analysis. You must go through the 65 questions of both the set, then only you can make a judgment. Okay. Otherwise you cannot make this type of judgment, right? Okay. So thank you everyone. The remaining two questions, please discuss in the comments. Okay. We will provide you PDF also. Set 1, set 2, all the 65 questions of both the set. We will provide you PDF also with questions, with answers, everything. Okay. Please say something about PGEE course. PGEE course and test series we will launch tomorrow. We have already scheduled the live session on the Go Classes YouTube channel. You can find the live session has been scheduled. PGEE course and test series we are launching tomorrow. Just check it out on the Go Classes YouTube channel. In the live section, we have already scheduled this session. So please join this session live, and we are launching the PGEE test series and course. Okay. If you have any other doubt, if you want to share your opinion about any question, any difficulty level of the set 1, set 2, or if you have any request, any advice, anything you want to say, please discuss in the comments. I will read all your comments and I will reply. Okay. We will have a live session tomorrow to discuss about the cheating that happened in some gate centers. Okay, many students, many gate aspirants are saying that cheating happened in some gate centers using chat gpt. Some students were using mobile and chat gpt to cheat. So that discussion, live discussion, we will do tomorrow. So please join that session also live, because it affects all of you. Whether in your center cheating happened or not, it is irrelevant. Because if at some center, or if at multiple centers, if cheating happened, then it affects you, me, everyone. Not me, but it affects you, all of you. Okay. So from topper, I can say, if you are thinking you will get the top rank, if you are thinking you will not get the top rank, okay, every gate aspirant is affected by cheating. So tomorrow we will have a live session where we will raise our voice. Please join us live, so that our voice that we are raising, it can reach IIT Guwahati authorities, and maybe they can take some action. There is time. They have CCTV, right? At every exam center there are CCTVs. They can take some action if they are willing to. If you put pressure on them, then they can take some action, and it will save your 1 year of hard work. It is very important. At every exam center there are CCTVs. They make sure that every exam center has CCTV. Every corner, every seat, every candidate must be covered by the CCTV. So maybe they can take some action. Okay. Also, one more thing. At your exam center, if some cheating happened, then let's call it out. Under this video, please put the name of, please put the complete address of that exam center where you have seen by your own eyes that cheating has happened. As a student at your exam center, if cheating happened, if you are 100% sure that cheating happened, then that exam center complete address from your admit card you copy and you put in the comment below, so that everyone will get to know that at this exam center cheating happened. Okay. But remember, if you are not sure, then let's not demean any exam center. If you are not sure about cheating happened or not, then we will not defame any exam center. But if you are 100% sure that at your exam center you have seen from your eyes that cheating happened, then put the address of that exam center in the comments. Okay. Let's raise our voice. So I think this is enough for this session. I know you have many comments to make. There are many doubts in the chat also. So please put in the comment, and I will reply to your comments. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Please like this session also. All the set 1 discussion session, set 2 discussion session, and this set 2 part 2 discussion session. Okay. So please like all these 3 sessions. Okay. See, we have provided you the complete analysis of all the 65 questions of set 1 and set 2. You can see 6-hour session we have taken today, 7-hour session we have taken yesterday, continuous session without even having, water, anything. Continuously, yesterday, continuously for 7 hours, we were live discussing the set 1 65 questions. Today, I think we have taken 6-hour discussion session of set 2. So I just request you one thing. If you can do, then please press the like button, please press, and please put a comment under the set 1 discussion session also, under the set 2 discussion session also. Please put a comment so that we can also reach more students, because I see other institutes, they don't cover 65 questions. Okay, most of the time they just do self promotion, and in the whole discussion roughly 30 questions they will discuss, and the remaining time they will just do the promotion of themselves. But if you see our set 1 and set 2 discussion session, of course we have also done the some promotion of ourselves, we have also done, but we have provided you the complete analysis and answers and all the questions, all the 65 questions. So just help us, please like and please put a comment. When you comment and when you like, then YouTube will consider, and YouTube will reach these videos to more get aspirants. Okay, if possible, you can share the link in the Telegram groups, in the WhatsApp groups with the gate aspirants. You can share the link also. Okay, so thank you everyone, please help us. Okay, thank you. एक 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 चीज लास्ट में डिस्कस करना चाहता हूं। मैंने भी कुछ वीडियोस देखे हैं फ्रॉम अदर इंस्टीट्यूट्स, दे आर सेइंग कि सब कुछ हमारे नोट से आया, सब कुछ मेरे नोट से आया, सारे क्वेश्चन मेरे नोट से आए। आई वांट टू लेट यू नो वन थिंग, ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द क्वेश्चंस वर पीवाईक्यू बेस्ड, सो ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द कोचिंग्स कैन से दैट मेरे नोट से आया। ओके, those questions which have already come in the PYQ, in the gate PYQ, those questions you don't have to check. Okay, but if there is a question which came for the first time, you check if that question was present in their notes or not. One such question was there in set 1. In set 1 there was a question, available expression analysis question. Control flow graph is given to you. In basic block B4 B5 they are asking redundant expression, common sub expression. This type of question has come for the first time in GATE 2026. Before this, in the GATE PYQs, there is no such question. Let me tell you, for that question, most of the coaching institutes, they have provided wrong answer. Forget about mere note se aaya. Forget about that. They have provided wrong answer even after getting the complete question, even not sitting in the exam setting, not sitting in those 3 hours, but they have provided wrong answer. Okay, and you check their notes, you tell them one thing. If some teacher is telling you कि मेरे नोट से आया, सब कुछ मेरे नोट से आया, you just tell them one thing कि ये कॉमन सब एक्सप्रेशन एनालिसिस या अवेलेबल एक्सप्रेशन एनालिसिस का क्वेश्चन था सेट 1 में, वो दिखाओ। ठीक है, एंड लेट मी टेल यू, मैं दिखा सकता हूं। गो क्लासेस के अवेलेबल एक्सप्रेशन एनालिसिस का जो लेक्चर है उसको मैं आज यूट्यूब पे पब्लिक कर दूंगा। वो लेक्चर, अवेलेबल एक्सप्रेशन एनालिसिस का लेक्चर आप एक बार देखना। उसमें कंट्रोल फ्लो ग्राफ विद लूप, कंट्रोल फ्लो ग्राफ विदाउट लूप, बेसिक ब्लॉक, सिंगल स्टेटमेंट, फॉर एवरी टाइप ऑफ सिचुएशन वी हैव प्रोवाइडेड अवेलेबल एक्सप्रेशन एनालिसिस, द एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ अवेलेबल एक्सप्रेशन एनालिसिस, ये सारी चीजें उसके अंदर पढ़ाई हुई हैं। एक बार आप उस लेक्चर से बस गो थ्रू करना, जो गो क्लासेस का जो लेक्चर है, अवेलेबल एक्सप्रेशन एनालिसिस का जो लेक्चर है, उससे आप एक बार गो थ्रू करना। आपको ऐसे बहुत क्वेश्चन मिलेंगे जहां पे कंट्रोल फ्लो ग्राफ दिया हुआ है, विद लूप, विदाउट लूप, सारी पॉसिबिलिटीज कवर की हुई हैं, और हर बेसिक ब्लॉक के अंदर, हर बेसिक ब्लॉक का अवेलेबल एक्सप्रेशन एनालिसिस किया हुआ है। ठीक है, तो बस एक कमेंट, कोई भी आपको बोले कि हमारे नोट से आया, तो उनको बोलना कि भाई गेट पीवाईक्यूज के जो बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस हैं वो तो गेट पीवाईक्यूज में ही है, तो उसमें तो क्या मतलब, इसमें तो क्या वाई वाई की बात है। अगर कोई क्वेश्चन पहली बार आया है जो आज तक गेट पीवाईक्यू में नहीं आया, अगर कोई ऐसा क्वेश्चन है वो चेक करो। आई होप यू आर गेटिंग माई पॉइंट। ऐसे क्वेश्चंस जो गेट में आज तक कभी नहीं आए और वो पहली बार आए, उन क्वेश्चंस को आप एक बार चेक करो। गो क्लासेस के लेक्चर्स में चेक कर लेना, मिल जाएगा आपको। ओके, आई विल प्रोवाइड यू इन द अपकमिंग डेज, आई विल प्रोवाइड यू द प्रूफ ऑल्सो कि ये क्वेश्चन पहली बार आया, ये देखो गो क्लासेस के लेक्चर्स में था, ये गो क्लासेस की टेस्ट सीरीज में था, ये गो क्लासेस के ऑल इंडिया मॉक टेस्ट में था, यहां था वहां था। मैं प्रूफ प्रोवाइड करूंगा, सिर्फ वीडियो बनाने से नहीं कि, और इनडायरेक्टली कुछ बातें भी होती हैं कि कुछ लोग हैं जो एमआईटी के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करवाते हैं, स्टैनफोर्ड के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करवाते हैं, तो वो तो हम करवाते रहेंगे स्टैंडर्ड क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द टॉप यूनिवर्सिटीज, फ्रॉम द स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स। We will keep solving, okay, in our go classes lectures, in our go classes test series, in our go classes weekly quizzes, everywhere we will keep solving the standard book questions, the top university questions, nptl questions, stanford berkeley questions, we will keep solving। किसी के बोलने से कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता हमें, बिल्कुल इस मामले में, स्टैंडर्ड रिसोर्सेज को फॉलो करने के मामले में, स्टैंडर्ड क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करने के मामले में, और मिसकंसेप्शंस दूर करने के मामले में हम एकदम चिकने खड़े हैं। कोई कितने वीडियो बनाए, कोई कितना ही बोले, इनडायरेक्टली डायरेक्टली कैसे बोले, फर्क नहीं पड़ता हमें। एज अ गेट स्टूडेंट मैं आपको भी बोलना चाहता हूं कि अगर आपको लगता है कि स्टैंडर्ड रिसोर्सेज से पढ़ना चाहिए या स्टैंडर्ड रिसोर्सेज के ऊपर बेस्ड होना चाहिए सब कुछ जो भी आप पढ़ो, ताकि कोई मिसकंसेप्शन ना रहे, स्टैंडर्ड रिसोर्सेज के क्वेश्चन सोल्व करने चाहिए। अगर आपको लगता है कि यार स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स के, एनपीटीएल के या टॉप यूनिवर्सिटी के क्वेश्चन सोल्व करने चाहिए, अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है तो यू कैन फॉलो गो क्लासेस। ओके, सो थैंक यू एवरीवन। ये थोड़ा जो मैंने एक्स्ट्रा बोला है ये हम नॉर्मली नहीं बोलते। यू मे हैव सीन आवर गो क्लासेस लेक्चर्स, पूरे लेक्चर के अंदर हम शुरू से एंड तक हम सिर्फ पढ़ाई करते हैं, ठीक है। बीच में हम कोई भी कोई भी प्रमोशन या फिर कोई भी कुछ भी एक्स्ट्रा हम नहीं बोलते, है ना। आप गो क्लासेस के कोई भी लेक्चर देखो यूट्यूब के ऊपर, पहली पहली सेकंड से लेके लास्ट सेकंड तक सिर्फ कंटेंट कंटेंट कंटेंट, सेम बोरिंग स्टडी स्टडी कंटेंट कंटेंट कंटेंट, प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस। nowhere we do any promotion of go classes even in our own lecture। ये जो मैंने एक्स्ट्रा चीज बोली, क्योंकि मैं कल ही देख रहा था कि 6-7 फैकल्टी एक स्क्रीन, एक एक सेम फ्रेम के अंदर 6-7 फैकल्टी खड़े हैं, इनडायरेक्टली हमारी बातें कर रहे हैं। थोड़ा अच्छा भी लगा मेरे को कि इतने बड़े इंस्टीट्यूट्स के अंदर 6-7 लोग बैठ के हम दो लोगों की इनडायरेक्टली बातें कर रहे हैं। अच्छा लगा, बहुत अच्छा लगा। एक गुरु मूवी का डायलॉग भी ऐसा सा कुछ है कि अगर लोग बातें करने लगे तो इसका मतलब यू आर यू आर ग्रोइंग। ओके, तो वो एक अच्छी चीज थी, मेरे को अच्छा लगा। लेकिन थोड़ा मैंने सोचा कि जो फ्यूचर एस्पिरेंट्स हैं, 2027 के जो एस्पिरेंट्स हैं, 2028 के जो एस्पिरेंट्स हैं, उनको ऐसा लगेगा कि यार ये टीचर तो बोल रहा है कि सब कुछ मेरे नोट से आया। तो मैं उनको बस बताना चाहता हूँ कि आपको कैसे इस चीज को जज करना है, प्रूफ मांगो उनसे, ठीक है, उन क्वेश्चंस के लिए जो आज तक कभी गेट पीवाईक्यू में नहीं आए, जो गेट पीवाईक्यू के ऊपर बेस्ड नहीं है, जो पहली बार गेट में आए, गेट 2026 में आए, ऐसे क्वेश्चंस को चेक करो। ओके, जो पीवाईक्यू में आ गया या जो पीवाईक्यू के ऊपर बेस्ड था, ऐसा क्वेश्चन तो चेक करने की कोई नीड ही नहीं है, वो तो पीवाईक्यू में था। ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द सीरियस गेट एस्पिरेंट्स दे सोल्व द गेट पीवाईक्यूज। ओके, ओके, थैंक यू एवरीवन।